Ernst Paul Lehmann Patentwerk, a family firm with a rich tradition. More than 120 years ago, the family company started by producing innovative sheet metal toys. And soon the Lehmann name was known around the world. Then in 1968, the firm won international acclaim for a new product. In German, it's called the Lehmann-Groß-Bahn, but to the world, it's LGB. A jewel-like little narrow-gauge locomotive modeled after an Austrian original, then made model railroading history. The Steins. Since the beginning, the Steins has been the star of the LGB show. No other LGB loco has been made in so many different variations. No other model better represents the worldwide success of the ingenious LGB concept. That's why you find the Steins in the LGB logo. LGB, the big train.
Die kleinen Bahnen sind wunderschön und waren ja angeblich auch nötig wegen der kleinen Wohnverhältnisse nach dem Krieg.
At the time, it was not clear that making a big train was the correct decision. The trend then was to miniaturize. Everything was getting smaller, and suddenly we were making something bigger, a big train.
Damit lagen wir anscheinend nicht so schlecht, denn es gibt noch mehr so Verrückte auf der Welt, die sich für die Bahn interessieren.
The investment required to make a new LGB model is huge. It starts with research conducted in the company's archives. Original blueprints and photos are obtained. Company leaders review the materials and consider many factors. And there are many, many factors. Consumer suggestions, market conditions, requests from different countries, and of course, every LGB model must offer high quality at a fair price. If a model is too expensive to sell because it is too expensive to produce, then no one benefits. Once a model is chosen, the responsibility passes to experienced model builders. Using their skills, they create a Handmuster or prototype model. This prototype must be a true scale model and more. It must meet LGB standards for compatibility and quality. And it must be engineered so it can be manufactured efficiently from mold making to final assembly. The model makers communicate continuously with the production departments to optimize the design of the prototype. Now the CAD designer is in charge. He precisely measures the prototype and creates in the computer a matching 3D model. Depending on the complexity of the model, this task can take weeks. During this time, the production departments are also working to optimize the production process. The finest details of the model are captured. After all the time spent building the model on the computer, the data is electronically transmitted to individual workstations in Lehmann's own mold-making shop. The precision steel molds, which are used to produce injection-molded parts, are produced here. It may take up to 50 molds to produce a single model. The many details of the model are milled into the molds with an accuracy of 1/1000th of a millimeter. You can't do this with ordinary drills and grinders. Instead, special tools must be used. Precision anodes are created for use in spark cutting machines. These cut the exact image of the program shape into the steel mold. Due to the extreme temperatures over 200 degrees centigrade, 390 Fahrenheit, the cutting anode is bathed in special fluid. The mold makers have done their work. Now, as many as 50 molds, some weighing tons, must be moved into the injection molding department so the actual production of parts can begin. Pressures up to 1,700 bar, 24,000 pounds, are needed to force the molten plastic into the tiny details in the massive molds. Depending on the size of the part, the cycle may last from a few seconds to a full minute. Then the new part is cooled and prepared for the next production process. Swift, delicate hands are required for assembly. For the gearbox of the Steins, 48 individual parts must be examined and assembled. Next, the plastic parts receive a coating of color in the paint shop. Both machines and hands are used to apply the LGB paints, which are non-toxic, weather-resistant, and fully realistic. Indeed, LGB trains are famous for their rich, realistic colors. Even small parts in the steam loco mechanism are painted, here using pad printing. Hand skills are critical here. Each part is carefully put into the machine by hand for precise printing. Colors are printed using modern machines. Multiple colors are printed consecutively, each time the piece is clamped for precise alignment. The newest 5-color machines can do all of this in a single step. The greatest care is required when assembling the steam drive and control rods. The last stop for thousands of different LGB parts and components is the assembly department. Logistic controls ensure that all the parts get to the right place at the right time. Like a picture puzzle, all the individual parts come together to make a finished model, a locomotive, an accessory, or this passenger wagon. All the components must fit perfectly so that your favorite LGB model is accurate and reliable when it leaves the factory. The automated warehouse is a last short stop for about hundreds of thousands of LGB products. Now the journey to LGB dealers and consumers around the world begins. Year after year, the LGB family gets larger and larger. This was demonstrated at the LGB 30th birthday celebration. More than 40,000 people from more than 30 countries came to the party at the factory in Nuremberg. Even in Nuremberg, there had never been so many LGB layouts. The many guests could admire more than 30 impressive displays in an area of more than 20,000 square meters. But more than the number of LGB friends grows from year to year. The palette of LGB products also grows larger and more colorful each year. Even the smallest accessories are precisely made. The LGB program now offers more than 600 products. And more are added monthly. That means difficult but pleasant choices for the LGB enthusiast. Accessories are produced here at the LGB factory in Nuremberg. Countless parts must be carefully assembled. The long experience of each LGB co-worker ensures the high quality of LGB products. Track sections, switches, and crossings are the core of the LGB accessory program. LGB rails, precisely formed using pure brass, enjoy a worldwide reputation for strength and durability. Nearly 1 million meters are produced annually. They guarantee safe travel for your LGB trains. The time-tested LGB three-way switch requires 114 parts and 450 steps to assemble. The LGB program offers everything a model railroader could desire. LGB gives you the colors, an unmatched palette of quality trains and accessories. With them, you can create the world of your dreams. It's up to you. Old time or modern, realistic or fantastic. There's always a place for an LGB layout. In the outdoors, especially in the garden. In the living room, even when there isn't much room. And if there's no room on the floor, the ceiling offers opportunities for LGB. Yes, LGB trains can be used outdoors. The UV-resistant bodies are made from impact and weather-resistant materials. The gearboxes are protected from dirt and moisture. The rails are made from solid, pure brass. Wind and weather cannot stop LGB. Now admire some of the most beautiful LGB worlds, indoors